Doing your best. Yes, doing your best. How do you know when you've done your best? Well, in today's episode, I will share with you how do I know when I've done my best. More about that right after the intro. Welcome to the Day One Journey, episode 144. Chi-ching. Yeah, by the way, this is still Iceland, and this is maybe the first time for a lot of years, at least 10 years, that I see snow. Yeah, it is snowing. I don't know if you can see it in the video. But back to the episode. How do we know when we've done our best? When I ask myself that question, how do I know if I've done my best or not? I ask that regardless if I was winning or losing. Because when I'm winning, it's pretty easy to tap on my shoulders and say to myself, yeah, you've done your best, you won, you succeeded, you've done your best. But if we aren't true to ourselves, maybe we didn't do our best, maybe we got lucky, maybe there's many things going on there. Remember, it started when we had this conversation with our future self, and the first thing, at least my future self, says to me is, be true to yourself. And what's the meaning of that? Is doing your best. So if I won, I won the game, I won the competition, I got what I wanted, it's pretty easy for me to say, yes, I've done my best. But is it really? Not necessarily. But there's also the other option. If I lost, if I didn't get what I want, then I can get into this self-negative talk and say to myself, you didn't do your best. You could have done better. Why? Because you lost. You see, that's also a tricky point, because maybe I did do my best, but we cannot control everything. So when I ask myself, did I do my best? I ask myself, regardless if I was winning or I was losing, I try to be true to myself in either case. Because I might have done my best and still lost. And I could have not doing my best and won the game. Or whatever it was that I wanted to do. So how do I know? How do I know if I've done my best or not? How do I know? If it's not a test of winning or losing. It is when I feel this sense of completeness. Yes, completeness. Being whole with myself. It is not about completing things, finishing things. It's about feeling complete, feeling whole with myself, knowing I pushed myself to the extent of my abilities, as I shared with you last episode. Doing my best is about my capability, my ability, what I am able of doing, what I'm capable of doing. Regardless of how I feel, regardless if it's comfortable or not. So this is my top priority, my top value, my top moving toward value, completeness. Yes, this is my top value, finally. And this is the journey I just described in the last few episodes. How did I find out? What is my top value? My top priority, my moving toward value, completeness. I remind you, I had this conversation with my future self. Yes, my version 10, 20, 30 years from now. When I come to him for advice, the first thing he says to me, be true to yourself. And what does he mean by that? Do your best. This is what he means by that. And how do I know I've done my best? I feel this sense of completeness, that sense of knowing I push myself, that sense of knowing I've done what I could. Remember, that's a question, at least for me, it's a question of capability. When I push myself, regardless of how I felt, regardless if it was comfortable or not, this is where I sense this sense of completeness. It might be similar to peacefulness, but it is different, and we'll dive into that. I'll share with you how it feels for me more in the next episode. But this is still my top value, my top moving toward value, what I'm moving towards in my life, this sense of completeness. But back to you. Try to think about the last time you were beating yourself up for not getting what you wanted. You had a goal, you pushed it, you pushed yourself getting to wherever you wanted to go, and you didn't make it. And you beat yourself, and you were beating yourself up for not getting where you wanted to go. Think about that incident, that event again. Try to think about it, regardless if you were losing or winning. Maybe you've done your best. Under the circumstances, maybe you've done your best. Reconsider and be true to yourself. Yes, we all have this self-negative talk to beat ourselves down when we don't get what we want. But maybe you did your best. Reconsider, maybe you did your best. And then try to check your feeling about it. Maybe you do feel complete, that, okay, I've done my best. I'll try next time. Reconsider, maybe you did your best. But you did lost. Happens to all of us. So do that today, do that assignment today. Revisit that specific occasion when you didn't get what you want, and reconsider whether you've done your best or not, regardless if you were winning or losing. Do that today, and of course, have an amazing day one. See you tomorrow.